Hello everyone, welcome back. In this lecture, we are doing a coding exercise regarding two-dimensional arrays. So we would like to write a program that stores marks of 3 students in 4 subjects and calculate their average mark. So when we have 3 students, it means that we are having 3 rows and each row is corresponding to different marks in different subjects. So we are having 4 subjects, like 4 rows here. So the first row, first subject, means the first subject of the student one, the second subject of the student one, third subject of the student one, and the fourth subject of the student one. Second row corresponds to the student's 2 mark from the first subject to fourth subject, and third row corresponds to the third student from the first subject to the fourth subject. So this is the uh, matrix or two-dimensional array that we have here of the integer type, and there are 3 rows here as you see, and there are 4 columns here as you see it here. So this is the declaration and definition, and we would like to calculate the average mark of the first student, then the average mark of the second student, and then the average mark of the third student. In order to do that, we are going to use a nested loop because we learned if we are going to iterate over the data of a matrix or a two-dimensional array, we need a nested loop. The outer loop will work as we are iterating over the rows, and the inner loop works like we are going through the different columns here. So we have 3 rows starting from 0. We are going to have the first row, second row, and the third row. So I is going to get value between 0, 1, and 2. So 3 rows. Then we are having the inner loop, which is starting from 0 going to until j is lower than 4, meaning that it's going to get value of 0, 1, 2, and 3, meaning that there are 4 subjects. After the outer loop, we are initializing and declaring an integer called sum, where we are going to store the marks of each students individually. For example, so when we start I equals 0, meaning that meaning that we are discussing the first student. So, and j equals to 0, it is going to put the sum will be equal to sum plus marks 0 and 0. It means that sum equals 0 because initially it was 0, plus the first row and the first column, meaning that the first subject of the first student. So it is 85. Okay, so the sum equals 85. Then I still equals 0, meaning that we're still iterating over the marks of student 1. However, we are going to discuss the second subject of the student 1. It means that sum equals sum plus marks 0 and 1. It means that sum equals, already from the previous iteration we calculated the value of sum, so it was 85. So here it is not 0 anymore, it is 85, plus the first row and the second column of the matrix marks, which is the first row and the second column, first row and the second column of the matrix marks, which is 90. And doing the math, we see that 90 plus 85 will lead to having a sum equals 175. And then we are having I equals 0, still discussing student 1, j equals 2, sum equals sum plus marks 0 and 2. It means that sum equals 175 that we calculated in the previous round plus the first row and the third element. So first row and the third element of the matrix marks, which is 78. So by adding this, we get to the number of 253. And finally, here I equals 0, student 1 still, j equals 3, so sum equals sum plus marks 0 and 3 means that sum equals 253, which is calculated in the previous round, and the first row and the fourth column, first row and the fourth column, which is 92, is calculated here. So 92 will lead to have the overall sum of 345. So at the end of the inner loop that j equals 3, here we saw that the value of sum equals 345. Now the inner loop is finished because if j is increased by another value, j will be equal to 4, and 4 is not lower than 4. Therefore, it does not pass this condition. Therefore, it's not going to enter this inner loop one more time. So now the value of sum is calculated to be 345. This inner loop is finished, but before going up to increase the value of I by another time, by another one value, we are going to calculate the average of the student 1. So we're printing average mark of a student 1 equals sum divided by 4. And why 4? Because there are 4 subjects. So it is going to print the average of the first student. When it is printing the average of the first student, it is going up. Now it increased the value of I by 1. So I equals 1, meaning that we are calculating the second student marks, and j equals 0. Then again, I equals 1, student 2, j equals 1, etc. until j equals 3. Then we calculate the average of the second student, and then we again increase the value from 1 to 2, meaning that we are discussing the third student. So j starts from 0 and goes until it is 3. Here again goes until it is 3. So then we are calculating the average of the third student as well. So let me compile. Okay, great. So here we saw that the average mark of the student 1 is 86.25. The second student is 84.75, and the last student is 89.5. So we learned that this is a declaration of a two-dimensional array or a matrix that has 3 students, each are having 4 subject marks. We iterated over each student. The outer loop is for rows and the inner loop is for columns. We calculate the sum of each row corresponding to each student marks. When we had the summation here in the end, we calculated, we divide the sum by 4 because there are 4 subjects here, and we print the average of the first student. Then the inner loop is finished. The inner loop is finished. The value of we go up again and we increase the value of I by one value. So I previously it was equals to 0. Now it is equal to 1. 1 lower than 3. Yes, enters. It reinitialized the sum equals to be 0. So now it is 0. We are concerning the solution for the second student. It is 0. We're starting from 0 again. And then j goes from 0 to 3 and storing the sum of the 4 marks of the second student, then calculating the average here again, and the same again goes for the last student. So it was a very good example to learn how to work with a two-dimensional array and how to calculate the average of each row. In an example, we calculated the average of marks of 3 students, but basically we were calculating the average of each row. So as you see, it is very useful and it is very nice to use C++ to do that for us. So if you have some time, please go ahead and do some practices. Do this practice several times, the very same practice several times. So you will get used to the syntaxes, and also you will get used to finding where the errors come from, so you can improve from there. And in case you haven't had the chance to rate this course yet, please go ahead and do it, because it would be beneficial for us and other people can recognize this course if you find it valuable. And also, we would appreciate if you give us some constructive feedbacks on this course. It will help us to provide a better course in the future for future students. Thank you for watching.